All right, so it's gonna be the second one there. As you guys can see, it definitely needs to be refinished. So we're gonna be taking these home and getting them refinished. And another cold day out here today, but whenever we refinish and varnish the bow whew, my lips are so cold I can't even talk. The bow pulpit teak. So we're gonna get that done. All right, so I've got all my teak at home and I've got it in my garage today, and kind of a nasty, dreary day out there today, just kind of gloomy and rainy. So thought today would be a good project to go ahead and strip down my teak. And what I'm using is, it's a Sunnyside brand. It's a 2-minute remover, advanced detail liquid paint and varnish remover. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and apply this to my bow pulpit teak, along with a couple of steps that I have getting onto my boat on the port and starboard side. We're going to be stripping this down, and I've never used this product before, so we're going to try it out. And I'm going to be applying it with just a regular El Cheapo paintbrush and see if we get this thing stripped down. It says it takes about 2 minutes to remove this, and I'll kind of see what the time frame is on that, and then we'll get well, I do have some rough spots right in here. It's gonna be needing some sanding along with the varnish. So once we get it stripped down, we'll be giving this thing a really nice sanding and get it all prepped up, ready for stain and some new varnish. So let's give this thing a whirl and see what happens. So I've never used this product before, so be cautious with your hands, that way you don't eat your skin off. And I'm just going to dump it in this cup here, and I'll use that to spread around my paintbrush. So we'll give this a try here. Just gonna put it on liberal and see what that does. This stuff is fast, really fast. Especially if you have a painted floor like I do in my garage. Want to protect your flooring. These two pieces here that I'm working on, you know, we step on these every time we get on and off the boat. We're stepping on them. And so we need something that's extremely durable, but at the same time, very UV resistant. So I've let this sit on there for a while, and just gonna take a wire brush and kind of hit it lightly, just to start knocking this stuff off. So the instructions say when you're done to wash it down with a stiff bristle brush and some water. I'm going to speed things up a little bit. So what I'm saying is we got multiple layers of varnish on this wood, and I've already taken off several layers. You can tell, and I've got one more base layer that I'm going to get to, and then inside these cracks as well. So what I'm going to do is I'll get the other piece done. I'll let them kind of drip dry for a little bit, and then I'll recoat with a stripper, and it should take off that final layer of varnish. So I'm finishing up my second coat of stripper, and I'll let this sit another 10-15 minutes, and hopefully we'll get off this bottom layer of, I'm assuming it's varnish. In these hard areas, especially right here in these creases of these boards, I take a little screwdriver, and there's just so much buildup in there. Just have to go through there and kind of knock it loose. Just make sure your screwdriver's not that sharp. It's kind of like a little paint scraper in a way. Well, I've got everything pressure washed as good as I could, and I used the stripper, which really helped out because it took out several different layers of this varnish. But I'll tell you what, now I'm to the point where I have to do something different. So I'm going to be doing some sanding today, and we're going to be taking it out to the next level, getting ready to put some teak oil on this bow pulpit and some steps. So let's check this out. All right, so after going over it about 3 times with that paint stripper, it's still leaving some, I'm assuming this is some type of varnish on here. I tell you what, it is, whatever it is some really good stuff. But at the same time, I don't know how many layers was on this, but there were several layers on here. Since this boat's in 1987, I don't know how many times this has actually been stripped all the way down to the teak wood, but we're getting there. So now I'm gonna be running a sander across it, and I'm gonna be using probably right at 100 grit right now, sandpaper. We're gonna be putting 100 grit on it and seeing what that does. And we're gonna take this down to the next level. Here on my step, getting on the boat, it's got a little tongue in the groove here that I picked up some wood glue, and we're gonna be re-gluing that and putting that back together before we put the teak oil on it. So let's get started. So this one, I just went ahead and jumped up to 60 grit sandpaper, and I'll tell you what, it saves a lot of time. Yeah, that's what she looks like. Not too bad. Got some a little bit of discoloration between the two boards, but I think once we put some nice teak oil on there, everything's going to come out pretty good. We'll find out. Anyhow, here's the steps. They turned out pretty decent. Even these little ridges that run down through here, got those cleaned up pretty good. And get this cleaned out and put some wood glue in there. We'll get this sealed up really tight. Hit this right quickly now. So I'm just gonna put a layer of this wood glue on this thing. Get it in there right. Clamp this down. Make sure we got a nice We'll come back and sand that down, and that piece there should be good to go. Anyhow, here's the wood glue that I used, and this is going to be the teak oil that I'm using, It's Watco Teak Oil, and one-step finish, and let's give it a whirl, see what happens. Everything down again. Coat on it. I'm just gonna dump it on here. Check that out. Perfect. Oh yeah. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah. There it is. Here's one coat. Teak oil. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. So we'll get this other one done, and we'll get going. All right, everybody, so we've been putting down some of this Watco Teak Oil, and today we are on coat number 6. And let me show you what this looks like. So this is coat number 6 right here. And now something that I ran into that had a little problem. And if you have this problem, you're gonna probably wanna do the same thing that I did to fix it. And the problem was when I put the teak oil down, this board right here looked a little bit more yellower. I don't know why. I'm sure it's 2 different cuts of trees, and it just took the teak oil a little bit different. And so in order to fix that, in the video it looks a little bit more orangey color, but it's in live, it's actually kind of brownish. I actually just took some regular stain, some wood stain, and this is a honey stain by Minwax. I took this product and I just went over the wood that did not match the other one, and by hitting this with a little bit of the stain, it brought it a lot closer together. So when you have both of these together just like this on the bow pulpit, they look identical. Shades of stain that you can get in the teak oil. But I just got the regular plain, which has a slight color to it, but has made these look tremendously better than what they did before. And like I said, today's gonna be number 6 on the big pieces and number 5 on the small steps getting onto the boat. So we're gonna put this down, and I think the key to it is when you put your teak oil on there, really put it on heavy. I mean, I'm putting it on there to where it's almost running off of the board sometimes. We want the teak oil to really absorb within the wood itself and trap itself in there to protect the wood and make it last as long as we can. Give her a good old shake. Remember, old socks work great. No need to go out and even spend money on paintbrushes. Just get you some old socks, old underwear, whatever works, right? It doesn't matter, old t-shirts, whatever. So we're gonna just douse this thing down. Just let it run off. Hey, it's okay. It's not gonna hurt, nothing. If you got any type of grooves in your wood, just make sure you hit them a couple times just to make sure that you're getting those. And don't be afraid to put a lot on there. You know, if you spill some on the ground, that's no big deal. It wipes up easy. It's not a paint. And this is, like I said, this here is actually a stain, or just a teak oil with no stain in it. But as you can see, even though I put that regular Minwax stain on it, it just really lays down nice. So if you've got a lot of teak, don't worry, it will go a long way. So Well, everybody, that's going to be the last coat of teak oil before this gets reinstalled on the boat. And I did change my mind on what I was going to do with this. I was going to put some varnish on this, but I had decided that I am just going to leave it nothing but teak oil. And if I have to, I can leave all of this right in place on the boat. I can get some teak cleaner and conditioner and then just reapply without taking these back off. All right, so we've got everything in place. And now it's time to start screwing it down. What I'm doing here is putting this on there so that nut won't fall through and into the water, because I can't hold on to it. So I gotta guide it up there the best I can and get her started. So. Nope. Okay. Sounds good. Just got a little screw here that holds this collar together. Take that off so we can get this anchor reattached. Inside this little clasp, got a little bit of a design, and it will only go in there one way. So you gotta stick it in there and turn it. I got geese all over the place here. All right, folks, there it is. Got that all done, and we're good to go. Looks a lot better than what it did, that's for sure. On to the steps. Well, we got it put on. It looks really good. So happy with that. Let's check out the other side. Side there looks really good as well. So all in all, not too bad on this 37-degree winter day. Everybody, thanks for watching, and I hope you kind of learned something today. And if you've never done teak oil, it's a piece of cake. We'll see you soon with more boat projects and trips to come. Catch you later.